What's up, fight fans? It's a TST Alyas here, back again with another banger. And today we have a very special guest because who I have is making his pro debut September 27th on Off the Hook Boxing Series' second event. Please welcome Pensacola versus everybody, of course, Mr. Dylan Cushing. Dylan, how you doing
Yes,
today, sir?
sir. I'm doing great, man. Feeling good. Feeling
Hey,
good.
hey, thank you for taking the time out to talk to me. Like I mentioned, bro, fighting your pro debut September 27th against Angelo Martinez. Talk to me about this matchup.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be a good matchup. Uh, I feel like my style is better than his, and I just see the victory going my way. Honestly, it really doesn't matter what he brings. I think I'm ready for whatever. So.
Yeah, and interesting enough, this is your third fight of the year. Last two were amateur. Why was it time to turn pro now instead of waiting kind of closer to the beginning of 2026?
Yeah, I just man, I've just been working hard, and Pop sat me down and talked to me. He said, all the coaches have just been agreeing. I mean, I've been progressing, getting better, and they just feel like it's time. There's no point in waiting. I mean, it's just time to get active. You know what I mean? And I've been wanting to take it to that next level, and I'm just ready for it, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight because now you get to put that real record on
Oh yeah.
on your record, man. With this being your pro debut, has there been any difference in terms of your training or the way you've structured your training camp?
Um. I mean, it's definitely been a lot harder, more strict training camp. Man, I've even just been, trying to go to the gym earlier, man, so I can do more. I've just been trying to put out more because I know there's a big difference between a professional and a amateur. So I got to train like a professional. You know what I mean? I got to put in those rounds, that work. You know what I'm saying? So I can perform at that level and show everybody that I am ready. For that step up. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you naturally fight at bantamweight. I believe this fight was announced at lightweight. What was the reason for the jump up in weight?
Um, Really more so for my opponent. Um, I just really want to make sure he can make the weight, and we can have a fair fight. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like 135 was a good weight to offer, for him at, you know what I mean? And he took it. So, because I feel like if we offered anything lower, it probably wouldn't have happened. But I do plan on going down though for my next few fights after this one.
For sure. And with this being aside from this being your your pro debut, what's the most intriguing part of this matchup specifically?
Ooh, I have to say it's probably gonna be the size difference for me. Everybody that I've talked to, they keep talking about how big he is. He lifts weights, this and that. But I just, I just really want to prove to people that skills pay the bills, and all that size and stuff. It's not gonna matter for me. On September 27th, I'm gonna be the one that's in control, and don't be surprised if I'm not the one taking the fight to him.
For sure. And with this being your pro debut, you're not the only Cushing on this event, obviously. The
Yeah,
first fight that was announced was your older brother Devin, and he
sure.
just got a new opponent. How does it feel though to, make your pro debut on the same card that, your brother is headlining?
Man, honestly, it was like a dream come true, man. Because like we always talked about this. We've always been like, man, just wait till we're on the same card. Just headlining together. And man, this is just the beginning. Whenever his fight got announced, I was excited, and Pops came and told me like, hey, we're gonna be on that same card. So you and your brother, it's time to lock in together, and we've been putting in work together, helping each other out throughout camp. And man, we're just so excited though. I think it makes, the mood in the gym a lot more, exciting because it's like, we're not going on separate days, we're not on a different schedule, we're on the same time. And so we're both locked in together on that one.
Yeah, for sure. And just to add on to that, without giving away too many details, how has he helped you get ready, transitioning as a pro? Because obviously, you had about 4 fights amateur. Amateur is a different style, less rounds, a lot more
Of course.
volume.
Yep.
And how has he helped you? What has he told you, to adjust to in the pro ranks?
Um, he told me that before the fight even got announced, man, he was just like, it's time to go. It's time to show him, that you're ready for this. And he's like, man, I know you work hard, but we got to work harder. We got to work the hardest we've ever worked. You know what I'm saying? And he said, these boys at the professional level, they don't fight like amateurs. You know what I'm saying? They're they're professionals for a reason. They're gonna fight like that. They're gonna think like that. They're gonna carry themselves like that. So I need to do the same. And he was just like, it's time to really start working on technique and things like that. So
Yeah, for sure. And with him, like, seeing his path, obviously he has about like 17, 18 fights. And you see the path that he's on, you see how his ranking keeps increasing. Do you see his path and kind of see like a blueprint in terms of how to, coordinate your career?
um yes, I do. But I do want to go on kind of like my own path, you know what I mean? But I feel like I have learned from, you know, the things he's done right and the things he's done wrong in his career. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I want to take all that in, as I'm starting my journey. And it's like I know me and him aren't gonna have the same paths and stuff like that. And but I've just been watching him, you know what I mean? And it's just like his whole journey and everything. Like I'm so proud of him too. But I just feel like I really want to go, on my own journey with this one. It's like not not rush it, but if I, whenever I'm ready, I'm ready. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of journey, another person that's on this journey with you is the OG man, your pops Woodrow Cushing.
oh yeah.
How's it feel to to kind of just train and grow as a fighter and grow as a person along with your pops?
Oh man, dude, he's everything for me, dude. He's there for me, through it all. Every night at the gym, whatever I need, and his advice and everything is just, I mean, he's just a motivation, dog. I mean, everything he tells me, as far as keeping my attitude and effort there, and he's always reminding me, to stay sharp. And I mean, he's always showing me new stuff. I mean, pops is on it. Pops is on it, man. He's always, there for me and my brother, for sure. Whatever we need.
Yeah, and with this being the second off the hook, event, it seems like you, Devin, Saban Cura are kind of becoming the faces of off the hook boxing, especially since they're trying to establish it as a real big boxing brand in the Southeast region. How
Sure.
important is it to kind of be one of those staples in off the hook?
Man, dude, it's honestly a blessing, Um, Saban and my brother, they've been putting on like such great shows, man, great performances. I mean, those dudes are sharp. And I really want to be right there with them. You know what I mean? That would be great. You know what I'm saying? And I think the way I'm a perform, I'm definitely gonna be up there with them. Here soon. Us three. You know, just running it. So I just can't wait.
Absolutely. And with this being your pro debut, you've been very active as an amateur, especially, this year. But how active do you want to be as a pro? How many fights do you want to get each year as a pro?
And whatever they schedule, I'm gonna try my best to stay in the best shape I can and just stay ready. Cause I just want to get active, dude. Like the more active I am, the better I feel. And I don't really like waiting to fight. That stuff, bothers me. I hate having to wait and all that. And it's just like, whatever they schedule, I'm gonna be ready for it. So probably at least like three or four times a year for
Yeah.
sure.
And with now you being in the pro ranks, now you have to kind of think about the business side of boxing. Have you ever thought about, that aspect of it and maybe, growing your presence on social media because, even though skills pays the bills, sometimes marketing and,
Oh yeah.
politics of boxing will get you further in your career than always.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to be active on social media. I mean, that's what's gonna put you know, butts in seats. I mean, that's how you're gonna sell tickets. Being a very exciting person and not be a boring fighter. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. I want to be a real entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna work on my social media and everything like that. But I mean, I feel like that's a very good you know, thing to have is being able to sell tickets and stuff like that.
For sure. And, I'm going to ask a little bit of a sentimental question because, boxing is a slow burn sport, whether in media like myself or whether you're a fighter like yourself, it is a lot of struggle. And, sometimes boxers come out to start boxing to get out of a tough position. Sometimes they just choose the sport, to be the best they can be. But outside of being a world champion, what's your biggest why for boxing?
Oh man, honestly, my parents, man, my mom and my dad, they've been there for me my whole life. Just seeing how hard they work, you know what I mean? Their discipline and stuff, and then I just had my son. I mean, my son, I want to be a great example for him. I want him to, be able to look at me and see all the things that I've achieved and and just be able to say, his dad's a hard worker, you know what I mean? And his dad's, achieved a lot of stuff and I just want to be there for him too.
Dylan,
I think that.
before we go, brother, I want to play a little game with you because I usually play this with the guests. Um, I did it with Devin the first time I interviewed him. I'm gonna do it with you. So here today, we're going to blind rank boxers out of Pensacola. So I'm a name a Pensacola native, and you just give me the ranking 1 to 5.
Wonderful.
Um, so I'm gonna start out easy, man. So we're gonna start out easy. Roy Jones Jr.
Oh man, to be honest with you, I gotta go number one on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Number one on that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it's understandable. I mean
That's my
that's
goat right there. I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest. That's my goat, man. I was just watching him last night.
Oh
I was
yeah. Well,
watching the 1988 Olympic fight
you
last
know
night.
what what's crazy is they just released the video of him getting the gold medal
Yeah.
back.
Oh yeah. Well deserved.
Oh,
Well deserved.
100%,
Well deserved, man. Roy put
100%.
on a great performance.
Yeah, 100%. So Roy at number one. So let's go on to the next boxer. We got the man, Mr. Derek Smoke Gainer.
Man, that's my dog right there, dog. I love Smoke, man. He's been there too for me and my brother throughout camp, man. I mean, just the knowledge he has and everything. I'm gonna have to put him number two, really.
Yeah, I
Him and
mean,
Roy. I mean, I got to go number two with Smoke, honestly.
yeah, I mean, you're talking about featherweight champion, three
That's what I'm
years,
saying, man. And if you go watch Smoke's highlights, go watch Smoke's highlights.
right?
I mean,
100%,
so fast, sharp.
100%.
Smoke was that man,
All right, yeah. And so we got one and two. We got them filled. Next one we got the main man. We got the
My
main man.
brother. Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna have to go number three. I mean, it sounds like I'm just going, one, two, three, but it's just how you're giving it to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got to go with my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, my brother's such a great fighter. Every time I watch him spar and just work, I just keep learning from him. You know.
Yeah. And I've asked him this, and I'll ask you too, but I've asked him, is there any specific fight that he would like to have, in the next few years? And he's just like, I want to fight them all. I'm like, ah man, I really want to hear like a specific fight. But
Yeah,
is there a fight that you think stylistically that Devin would be a good matchup for Devin at lightweight?
I'd have to say Shakur Stevenson.
Oh,
To be honest with you, I mean my brother just knows how to adapt. I mean he can box. His head movement's great. I mean everything you see Shakir doing, my brother can do it plus more. You know what I mean? My brother can, walk you down, be on the inside with you. However you want it, he's gonna give it to you. And I just can't wait to see my brother, step into the ring with guys like that.
yeah, and one thing I will say that like he does better than a lot of people I see in Boxing Day is just do the body work that he puts on people, especially towards the later
Yep.
rounds. Is
Oh
just
yeah.
it's so crazy. It's like an onslaught, and it just the guard. You see the opponent's guard just slowly get
Yeah,
to their hip.
slowly come down,
Hmm.
Yeah. He just
Yeah,
he just really knows how to just work, the top and the bottom. And he's always told me when you break down the bottom, the top's just gonna, expose itself. So
yeah.
yeah, man.
I told him I think back in March, and I hope a fight like this could happen. But I said honestly, I said if you could fight a guy like Chris Colbert, that would just take your
Oh
career to
yeah,
the next
yeah.
move
That would actually
because
be a really good fight.
I think like I honestly think if that matchup could be made like in the next few years, he could just it would catapult Devin's
For
career.
sure, for sure, for
So yeah,
sure.
so we got 1, 2, and 3 filled. So we gotta go with the next one. We got Mr. Vince Phillips.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Vince Phillips. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna put him at 5.
5.
I'm putting him
Yeah.
at 5.
You know what's crazy when I came up with this list, I mean obviously like Pensacola is like very good when it comes to boxing, but
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't realize
a
how much
lot of a lot of talent, a lot
how
of talent.
many world champions come out of
I know,
you know
man.
man. So Vince
Crazy.
that's cool. And so we got number 4 left. So we got an oldie. We got Holloman Williams, part of
Yeah.
Murderers Row. So
Oh man, dude. Yeah,
so
these are some animals, bro.
yeah.
Like
So I
really, bro.
I
These are
think
sharp for sure.
100%. I think this is honestly this is a solid list. I think you
Oh yeah.
came up with a solid list, man. And talking about Pensacola boxing, and now that you're coming into your pro ranks, are you looking to add on to that Pensacola legacy?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Pensacola's in the house. And no matter where we go, Pensacola's in the house. And I'm sure you've heard me say it, on my post fight, interviews and stuff, man. I'm always gonna rep Pensacola, 850. I got to.
Dylan, my last question for you before we go, man. What can fans expect on September 27th when you step in the ring as a pro for the first time against Angelo Martinez?
Oh man, it's gonna be some fireworks, dude. I tell you, y'all are definitely gonna see some skills on display. Y'all are gonna see a better Dylan. This isn't amateur Dylan, this is professional Dylan. So I'm definitely gonna carry myself like that and show why I made this step up at this time. So
It is truly Pensacola versus everybody. Dylan, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me today, and I'm looking
sure.
forward to seeing you in the ring September 27th.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. It was great talking to you for sure. I'm blessed to be able to have this interview with you for real.
Absolutely,
Sure.
brother.
Oh yeah.